Most people who come from generational wealth, they've been brought up to know that money is a tool. These are the stuff that rich people will teach their kids about money. Why is it important to make money? I think that's a good question. A lot of people think making money is evil, focusing on wealth creation, focusing on being successful is a bad thing. Especially with Christians, they believe money is the root of all evil. The Bible doesn't say money is the root of all evil. It says the love for money is the root of all evil. Which two of these statements are completely different from each other. I always knew from a young child that I want to be successful and I want to make money. Mainly because I know in order for me to influence people, in order for me to make an impact in this society, you need to have money for people to respect you. If I was very passionate about homeless people being stranded on the street, I think I can become more impactful if I was a multi-millionaire, or whether I had a significant amount of money where I could build a homeless shelter, or if I could work with the local council, the local government, and facilitate a decent amount of homeless people instead of me just give them £10 every time I see them. It is so important for people like me to be successful and to make money so we can actually impact the world. It's so funny because especially with this old money versus new money, most people who come from generational wealth, they've been brought up to know that money is a tool. You should not hate money. You should not have a scarcity mindset. And I think that's the difference between the 0.1% compared to the majority of people. Rich people use money as a tool. They use it to invest in assets such as stocks, such as house, such as business, which will give them exponential growth. They believe in compound interest, which majority of the population don't even understand the fundamentals of compound interest, of how if you put money in something, for example like stock market, I do understand that currently the stock market is very volatile, but I do believe you need to get worse for it to get better. A lot of the US economy was based on false pretense. The employment rate was going up. However, was that because the government was hiring people when they didn't need to hire them? But let me not digress into politics. We can have that discussion for another day because I'm very passionate about politics and microeconomics. The older I got, the more I realized that I need to know these stuff to sit on these tables with wealthy people and intellectual people and to hold my ground, and for me to bring value to the table, to build connection, to create this wealth. The rich also leverage debt strategically by using good debt, because you know there's difference between good debt and bad debt, but that's for another day as well. They use good debt to finance investment with higher returns than borrowing costs, which will amplify the wealth if a calculated risk. I do believe most of these investors, most of these entrepreneurs, most of these people who are extremely focused on being the best, they tend to take higher risk while they're younger. For example, I'm 25 years old. I realized that now's the time for me to take the risk. Now's the time for me to throw the ball on the wall and see what sticks. When you're young, you have no real responsibility. It all depends on your situation, but most people, you don't have kids, you don't have a wife, you don't have a mortgage, so you can take a lot of risk. You do have freedom to, let's say, travel, move to America if you think it's a better market to IPO or to start a business in San Francisco compared to London, maybe because there's greater investors, or you think the proximity among wealthy individuals is a lot easier over there. These are the stuff that rich people will teach their kids about money. And I'm here to let you guys know that don't be scared of spending money to make more money. In a sense of, don't be scared to use money as a tool to create more money for yourself. Don't be scared of having the mindset of wanting to obtain money, especially if it's for the good of other people. You see, this world is tough for most people. Actually, let me say that again. This world is extremely difficult for most people when you don't have money. When you have problems that you're looking around to see, I don't have the means to actually afford these problems. I can't pay the bills. I can't afford food. All these basic necessities are getting harder and harder to obtain, especially with the way the world is going. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. But you guys need to know that you need to take a step of improving your financial literacy. Reading, listen to podcasts, and just learning about simple investments, ways that are more efficient for the taxpayers. If there's stocks and shares ISA accounts you can use that you're entitled to, they're like a wrapper to protect you. The funny thing is, the other day I was reading an article that says 60% of US citizens own homes, and out of them 60%, only 10% of them are invested in the S&P 500 or stocks in general. This is one of the main factors why the government will increase and inflate house prices, to make it seem like majority of the US population are becoming wealthy, because everyone wants to feel like they're wealthy. But now they've pumped up to a level where nearly impossible for anyone to obtain a house now. It's nearly impossible. The interest rates are extremely high. You need a lot of money for down payment, while your jobs isn't moving at the same rate the house prices are moving. And then people get to a stage where majority of their assets are in one property. And this is where you get the notion of being house poor. You can own a house, but you have no other liquid money to use to invest into other stuff. At the current stage of my life, I believe it is important to own your house. However, this is not where 90% of your assets should lay. You need to be able to diversify your investment. Why am I saying all of this? Because some of you may be listening to this and you may be completely confused and being like, oh, I do not know any of this. This is just a way to stir you up and let you know that there's a lot for you to learn, because it's very unfortunate that this race of making wealth is a bit of an unfair game. Some people have a head start. Some people came from money. Some people, they grew up knowing how to invest, or being in an environment where people are talking about stock, commercial properties, buying gold, reading the markets, what degree to study, because you have a higher percent chance of getting a better paying job than others. Yes, I do believe you should follow your passion, especially when picking GCSEs, which would then help you pick A levels, and which will help you pick a uni degree, which would be in line to what job you're gonna get. However, you need to be in an industry that makes money, or be in an industry that has the capability for you to get paid a large amount. Because especially as men in this world, if you don't have money, life is tough. I was very interested in this specific topic from a young age. I was able to research and put myself in a position where I'm able to connect myself with people and just to learn how to use money as a tool. Yes, I'm not there yet. I'm not a multi-millionaire, which hopefully one day I will be. But everyone's journey is different. The main thing is that you start your journey. Start your journey, and know it's not bad to be ambitious. It's not bad to want money, to use it to help you and help other people. Don't be scared. Don't let people try to demonize you and make you seem like you're doing the wrong thing for chasing wealth so you can help your family. Because at the end of the day, money is what made this world go round. Yes, you do need to realize that money should not cause you to be greedy. It should not cause you to lie. It should not cause you to have bad morals. Neither should you idolize money. But you should know that it's a tool that will help you navigate yourself through society. Crazy, because I went to Italy not too long ago for work, maybe 2 days ago. That's where I got this nice cashmere gilet. I was just walking down the street and I was just like, wow, these people dress so nice. These people have a lot of money. I was able to create this wealth, which is what made me want to make this YouTube video and just be like, while you're young, please try and learn about money, the psychology of making money, why it's important to make money, learn how not to love money, but know it's a tool, it's a vehicle for you to get to your destination, which I believe your destination and your purpose in life should always be to help other people. Because as I said, the economy is getting difficult now. The way things are going, it's either you're part of the class making generational wealth or you're left behind. And if you're left behind, it's going to be so hard for you to cross that bridge from middle class or lower middle class to 0.1%. I'm nowhere near there yet, to 0.1%, but that is my dream. I want to be able to have money to help people and to obviously live a good life myself. But the main thing is to help other people and be able to pass on to my children and give them a head start. Because I know this world is not fair, because if I don't give them a head start, their friend's dad has given their children a head start, which would make it harder for my children, especially because the world's getting a lot different. And I do believe in these turbulent times, it is a way to make generational wealth. If you're a valued investor and you believe in the ideology of Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, and all these great investors, I can name many, this is the time to invest. If you invest in a value stock, obviously in a stock that has good fundamentals, because while everyone's panicking, you should be buying. While everyone's buying, you should be panicking. Everyone's currently panicking, not knowing that I believe this is just a negotiation strategy for Trump. So I don't believe these tariffs will be this high for a long time. But while they are high and the market is very low, you should invest in stock market in good companies. Also research these companies, make sure they have a lot of cash, they're basically more or less debt free, and they have an amazing CEO running the company. Set aside some monthly amount and invest into them. You need to remember every time you keep money in your bank account that you're just saving, you're more or less losing money. Find ways to use your money as a tool. Yes, you may get burnt by the stock market, but then learn why you got burnt from the stock market. You may get burnt by investing into yourself because you may have done an online course from a random YouTuber and realized it was actually a Ponzi scheme, or YouTuber kind of waffling, but at least you're trying. You're young. Keep trying. But yeah, that's just my little rant for today. I just want to help as many people as possible know that you can use money as a tool. You shouldn't just sit on cash unless you're Warren Buffett and you realize that it's not the best market to invest in, but that takes years of knowledge. I just think like you should always use your money to work for you. You should buy assets, start businesses, and most importantly, ask God the direction onto how you can use this wealth He gave you to help other people and to lead other people into Christ. This is my channel. It's going to be a channel where I speak about finance, creating wealth, Christianity, and just everything. And I hope you guys grow as I grow, and you guys realize that it is doable to cross that bridge from working class to 0.1%.